Cyber, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm live, bro.
What?
Thanks. Hey, there goes a notification. Great. It's so sad those notifications didn't go out this morning, and I just had to work until people finally showed up. And then by the time we finally had a good crowd, I was exhausted. I was like, it's too hard to do, man. It's so much easier when people just show up. Okay, so.
Yeah, but you basically go live the same time daily, right? So people kind of know it, right?
I know, right? You'd think they'd check. Hey, Pat. You'd think they'd check, Cyber, but they don't. And, I'm cool.
I have a ball packed.
Okay, let me get a dab going here. I made the mistake of starting with a bowl. Yesterday, you and I were smoking. It hurt my freaking throat. So I'm doing dabs to begin with. Warm up dab. Okay, Michael Goldsmith. Police need to stop arresting me for a ticket that I have back in 2012. Did you pay the ticket, bro? I don't understand. Why are you getting arrested unless you didn't pay the ticket? You know, I mean... Yeah,
that sounds weird. That don't sound right.
It sounds like a big problem. You need to address that, man. If they're arresting you and it's unjustly. It's messed up. Steve Running, Michael Goldsmith, Patrick, Moo, Cyber. I paid it, but the warrant was...
I paid it, but the warrant was still outstanding.
Well, bro, you need to go there and tell them to close that warrant out. You need to go to the courthouse with your stub, with your information that proves that you paid that thing, and you tell them to close that out. I don't understand that. That's obnoxious. You paid it. You paid it. You should have the evidence, and they should have the evidence that you paid it. That's harassment, bro. You could have a hell of a lawsuit against your city.
I'm just seeing a headline here. Dating app banning lesbian women for not dating trans biological men.
Weird. Weird.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, dude.
Nobody gets to tell you who you have to go date. All right, 1330. 4/13/30. That's just weird. I have a feeling it's not a very popular dating site.
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw the headline.
Be funny if it was like Match.com or some huge, they got a bunch of those.
It's a really easy way to
People need to stop defending Tucker Carlson if they want to retain credibility. I'm all for free speech, but when you abuse that free speech, you don't deserve people to defend you anymore, man. And you abuse it. You're going to lie to people. All right, no law regarding cannabis. Cheers, Cyber. Cheers, Pat, Steve, Michael, everybody that's in all the chats. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, everybody.
I love when I drop the cap on there and you see that chamber fill up with smoke. That is the coolest thing.
Stephen Running. Cheers.
Cheers, Stephen. People need to stop defending Tucker Carlson if they want to retain credibility. So, you want to retain credibility, you can't be devil's advocate. Because as soon as you start advocating for the devil, you'll lose your credibility. So, not playing devil's advocate in the common sense, but playing devil's advocate as referring to Tucker Carlson as the devil and then advocating for him. This is the literal sense of playing devil's advocate.
That's wild. Face red, droopy eyes. Tucker and Trump need to go.
Okay, Mame. So I've got an example here. I just want to go over it real quick with you. We reviewed several of these videos already with Aaron Mate and Jimmy Dore and stuff. But, the fact that they're going after it again, it really bothers me because they're... And my friend Willie Bragg, he also is defending Tucker Carlson. So let's just do this one at a time, all right? We're going to go with...
That means more.
We're going to go with this one first because this starts out with on a false premise, and they just keep building it, okay? So I'll give you what the false premise is. Right at the beginning, okay? The false premise is Zelensky told Rupert Murdoch to fire Tucker Carlson, ? So, they're journalists. They know what they're doing. They put a question mark after it. It's a question. It's not...
Savannah. Tucker is cool.
It's not an inaccurate... No, Tucker is not cool. It's not an inaccurate statement because it's a question. And that's how a journalist protects himself whenever he's lying to his audience. See, I'm going to show you the title of the Jimmy Dore's video. And I'm going to explain this to you as plainly as I possibly can. All right, here's the title. It says, Zelensky told Rupert Murdoch to fire Tucker Carlson with a question mark? Well, what they're going to tell you in here is no, he didn't tell him. In fact, somebody who was witness to the call said that Tucker Carlson didn't even come up in the conversation. And Aaron Mate is about to reveal that to you.
Savannah IAE.
So you got to ask yourself, well, okay, you know what? Savannah and South Conyer, interesting. You both agree with each other and you're Carlson buddies. Great. I hope you guys enjoyed your stay here. You can both fuck off. You're both blocked from my live stream because I know you're the same person. I know you're the same person. You always come in with the same fucking 2 accounts. You fucking cunt. Bye-bye. So, Mame Bilal, congratulations. You're still here. By some miracle, you're still here. Cat, you want to go outside? Go outside. Go. Okay. Let's once again dive into this title. Okay? Aaron Mate makes the title, Zelensky told Rupert Murdoch to fire Tucker Carlson? Well, he's asking a question like he doesn't know the answer, but he knows the answer is no. So why would you make that the title? Because you're a lying, misrepresenting, hyperbolic, carnival barker piece of garbage, Aaron Mate. And I'm not even going to clown Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore's out of town, I believe, on this one. This is all Aaron Mate. So, we already heard, and he's using Jimmy Dore, and Jimmy Dore doesn't mind because Jimmy Dore loves Tucker Carlson too. But he's using Jimmy Dore's platform to amplify the lie that he already told on his own platform. Which is, I guess what people do when they're sellouts. And Aaron Mate is a sellout. So let's just take a look at some of this delicious podcasting from Aaron Mate. Look at this.
I'm Aaron Mate, sitting in for Jimmy Dore, here with Misha Pollan and Americans comedian Kurt Metzger. Here's the headline. Fox News is bleeding viewers at 8 p.m. after ousting Tucker Carlson. Who could have thought that after ousting their most popular host, that Fox News would be bleeding viewers?
Piece of straw means nothing. You're talking about Zelensky telling Rupert Murdoch to fire Tucker Carlson, which you're going to reveal in the segment that he didn't do. So you saying that Fox News is bleeding viewers is a non-point to what you're trying to convey to your audience. So this is what you would call a piece of straw. It's a fact. Sure, it's a fact. Is it funny? Yeah. Are you happy? Yes. Do I celebrate the fact that Fox is losing viewers? Oh, you goddamn right I do. I celebrate it. I don't think Aaron Mate does, because this used to be his platform. I think he's a little upset about it. But, he lost his golden goose.
Well, what's Zelensky?
And so did Jimmy Dore.
You got it.
Well,
so did Jackson Hinkle.
Right, because guess
and so did Max Blumenthal. And so did Glenn Greenwald.
Here's Semaphore reporting the Murdochs talked to Zelensky in March, and Tucker Carlson's firing ended his public and private pressure on pro-Ukraine House Republicans. So
sure, because he was fired, so you can't pressure him anymore. Another piece of straw means nothing.
Just weeks before,
right?
Murdoch
fired
Tucker Carlson.
It's like he's setting this all up
to the president
to tell you that Zelensky didn't
Here's
tell.
What Semaphore reports. Fox News executive chairman
Rupert Murdoch to fire
held a previously unreported call to Zelensky this spring, in which the two discussed the war and the anniversary of the deaths of Fox News journalists last March. The Ukrainian president had a similar conversation with Lachlan Murdoch.
Look how he's telling you all these facts like this all matters. Yeah, well, where's the Tucker Carlson part? Oh, that's right, they didn't discuss Tucker Carlson. Weird, right? Weird, right? Isn't this weird reporting?
Rupert's son on March 15th.
Oh, but, we're going to have, it's 420, Cyber. We're going to have...
I'm in the process of packing.
Goddamn right you are. We're going to have Willie Bragg on tomorrow. Today's Wednesday, right? I don't know what day today is. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? Okay, on Thursday, in 2 days, we're going to have Willie Bragg on. Willie Bragg and I completely disagree on why Tucker Carlson was fired. He believes the Jimmy Dore clan. The guys who were bought out by Tucker Carlson because they all got platformed by him. But Willie Bragg obviously doesn't see that. So we're going to have a nice conversation with Willie about this. I'm packed. I'm good. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, no law regarding cannabis. Cheers, Cyber. Cheers to Mame, if you're still here. Steven, Patrick, Michael Goldsmith. Anybody who might be on any of the other chats, including Rumble and kick.com/NaysGarden. Cheers.
Cheers.
Pedro Wilhelm. Are you sewn with Uncle Ted? Stephen running. I bung along.
Okay, I think, what are you talking about, Ted Nugent? I used to like his music, but, he's such a cocksucker now. He's such a closeted homosexual. You could just feel the frustration in Ted Nugent. He just wants to be gay so bad, that he just lashes out at the LGBT community. And I just hate that Republic hunt.
I thought when Metallica came out with Load and Reload,
yeah,
I don't remember which one of those two albums it is, but at some point Ted Nugent came back into the scene, right? And he was standing there in a bareback with a leather vest on, and a fucking leather cap. I mean, it looked really something taken out of a fucking gay movie, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's an artiste.
I
He is
don't
quite an
mind people
artiste.
fucking wear leather vest. I do it myself, but I don't fucking walk around bareback with a leather vest and a leather cap on. I mean, it just fucking sent the wrong signal, dude.
Mm-hmm. It's weird. Very unlike him, you would think. But anyway, there's some things here I want you guys to hear. I've already seen some of this. I don't know if I've watched the whole thing. I can't remember. But there are some parts here I want you to see. So check this out. This is really good because this just shows you how willing all of these people are, including Willie Bragg, to sell themselves out on a narrative that they're just not going to look at facts, and they're just going to all believe Jimmy Dore. You know, Jimmy Dore, this is what we're going to say, this is how we're going to defend Tucker Carlson, and it's almost as if they all got together and discussed this off camera.
The
This
conversation
is totally like talking points memo type shit. I wonder if they all just jump on board like lackeys. They hear Jimmy Dore say it, and then they're like, yeah, okay, that's how we're going to come at this. Okay, let me see if I can maybe spin it in a different way, but still support Jimmy, you know?
came weeks before the Murdochs fired their biggest star and most outspoken critic of American support for Ukraine.
Right,
Tucker
another
Carlson.
piece of straw. If the timing of the meeting that these people had is not relevant to the fact that Tucker Carlson got fired. Oh, look, it was just weeks before Tucker. Why wasn't it the day after Zelensky told Murdoch? Why didn't he do it that night? Why didn't he go home and say, yeah, Carlson's fired via Zelensky. Thanks, bye. Click. Bring him into my office. He's fired. Oh, this was what? Weeks before? But yet you're going to attribute Tucker's firing to a phone call that you're about to tell us didn't include Tucker Carlson at all. This is the weirdest thing. Do you guys see what's going on here? He's literally building you up to try to prove this thing right here. Zelensky told Rupert Murdoch to fire Tucker Carlson. We're trying to prove that right now to you, and we're about to tell you that no,
There's
he
been
didn't.
all kinds of speculation.
We're about to tell you.
what the reason
It's really weird.
was for Fox
Who can
firing
say?
its most popular
Well, I'll tell you who doesn't give a fuck about you. Me. Bye, Troy. All right, next.
host.
Wait, the speculation is people that didn't watch him but heard about him from John Oliver. That's the if you actually watch him, it's real obvious. What
It's real obvious, and
and it's
now-
not for racism and it's for that.
So Kurt Metzger says it's for that. That's why. I mean, boom, that's it. Zelensky got Tucker Carlson fired. That's the narrative that they want you to believe. And Kurt Metzger is so thoroughly convinced of it,
Pedro Wilhelm.
or at least,
Nobody tells Rupert what to do.
well, no. I have a feeling that Rupert Murdoch has discussions with other people. He's a very, 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 very successful businessman, and you don't do that shit on your own, bro. You do that with a team, with other people that you work with, man. And I just don't believe that nobody tells Rupert Murdoch. Sure, he makes the decisions, but I have a feeling that he gets a lot of input from a lot of people. I just because he's such a successful business person. I just think that's kind of like, I have a feeling he has conversations with a lot of people. And I have a feeling that the conversation with Zelensky probably had more to do with, doing some business down the road with Ukraine, with Fox News. And Rupert Murdoch probably has some ventures that he wants to do in Ukraine or something. It's probably business related. I don't know. One thing it wasn't about, though, it wasn't about Zelensky calling Rupert Murdoch and demanding that he fire Tucker Carlson. But wait, don't listen to me about this. Listen to Aaron
What the
Mate
reason
tell you this.
was for Fox firing its most popular host.
Wait, the speculation is people that didn't watch him but heard about him from John Oliver. That's the if you actually watch him, it's real obvious. What
It's real
for.
obvious, and
and it's
now-
not for racism and what.
No. It's not for racism. It's for voting machines and lies about voting machines that cost $800 million. That's what it's about, Kurt. So you're trying to deflect away from what the other side is saying it is. You're trying to say the other side is saying, oh yeah, it's because of this and because of that. No. The other side, the side based in reality, is saying Tucker Carlson got fired for costing Fox News $800 million for lying. But you guys are trying to push a narrative that he's a truth teller. But he got fired for lying. And 2 other co-workers also got fired for lying. 3 people over there. You know, they make it sound like, well, they just singled. At one point, they're going to say, you know, everybody over there at Fox News carried that narrative. No, that's not true. They didn't all tell that lie. But there were 3 main people who did tell that lie. And there's one they missed. And I don't know what happened to that. That's Sean Hannity. I don't know what happened with Sean Hannity. But the other 3 definitely were telling that freaking lie. And they were fired. All 3 of them were fired. They weren't fired when Jimmy Dore showed up. They weren't fired when Aaron Mate or Glenn Greenwald or Jackson Hinkle went on, or it didn't get fired when, you know, all of these other things that they claim he got fired for, when all those things happened, or, you know, it was all that, oh, no, it wasn't any of that. It was a phone call from Zelensky. Now, that's what it is now. So do you see how this narrative's already changed? They flipped it. First, it was, he's a truth teller. Now it's Zelensky had it in for him. Funny, right? Weird. It's 2 different things. But this is what, when you lie about shit, the lies just evolve, you know? And I want to show you the Jimmy Dore evolution. And Jimmy's not even in the studio while it's going on. His cronies have literally picked up his style of freaking fabrication. It's psychotic.
It's for that.
Yeah, so now you have this previously unreported call between the Murdochs and Zelensky. And
right?
This is more from Semaphore. Senior Ukrainian officials had made their objections to Carlson's coverage known to Fox executives. That's pretty...
Senior Ukrainian officials had made their objections to Carlson's coverage known to Fox executives. Okay, that's not what you're talking about. You're talking about a call from Zelensky to Murdoch, right?
H.
But Zelensky did not raise it on the calls with the Murdochs, according to one person familiar with the details of the calls. This is the same reporting that he's been reading to you all along. So there it is, right there on the screen for all of you to see. I don't care how high you are right now. If you look at the screen and you see the words, but Zelensky did not raise it on the calls with the Murdochs. Boom. So now, according to the same reporting that Mate's going by, Tucker Carlson wasn't mentioned in the call, but Zelensky told Rupert Murdoch to fire Tucker Carlson. You should finish that. And at the end it should say, no, he didn't. That would be the entire title, Aaron, but you're a hyperbolic liar, and this title is a misrepresentation of the facts, and you're a misrepresentation of a fucking journalist now, you fucking piece of shit.
Pretty amazing right there. A foreign government telling a U.S. cable network that they have objections to coverage.
Who do they think they are,
that.
Saudi Arabia?
But Zelensky did not raise it on the calls with the Murdochs, according to one person familiar with the details of the calls. So
he probably doesn't have to.
Exactly. Even
No, not exactly. Doesn't have to. Oh, so it just goes unspoken. Oh, hey, how's it going?
Carrot Top had done lemon fire.
How's it going, Mr. Murdoch? Zelensky here. Yeah, it's terrible what happened with those people at Fox News. You have a great one. Take care. Bye. See what he did there? Right, he didn't mention it, but he telepathically transmitted to fire Tucker Carlson. I guess that's what Kurt Metzger is referring to right now. You know, it's implied. It's implied. Hey, I'm just calling. And I know you got things going on over there, and we're not going to mention Tucker Carlson, but just out of the blue,
Sean,
you know, just if you feel like firing him, you know, I'm just going to put that vibe out there on this phone call without saying it to you, so that you'll assume that the reason I called is that you'll take action and go fire one of your employees. Oh, and 2 other ones at the same time. You know, and coincidentally, right when you get sued for $800 million, you have to settle out of court. Oh, it was $1.4 billion, but you settled for $800 million or so out of court. And it was because of those 3 people that were named in that lawsuit that you felt like maybe you had to fire them for that. Not because of that. Okay. This makes perfect sense. Tucker Carlson's a truth teller.
That's exactly the point.
But show me if it's like all these celebs are like, oh, my hero Zelensky. Would you say the Stuart Varney interview in maybe it's that Colonel? He goes, you don't think Zelensky's a hero?
Yeah, that was with Doug McGregor. That was Doug McGregor, who also Tucker Carlson featured regularly, and we've interviewed him here before on the Jimmy Dore Show. But Doug McGregor was
Cyber Reload.
Yeah.
In your opinion, no judgment, bro. No judgment at all. In your opinion, is Zelensky a hero?
Not a hero.
Not a
I
hero.
don't see why he would be a hero. I mean, what have he done to make him a hero?
He's taking on
I mean,
Russia. He's defending.
Even if, let's say, there wasn't all the problems with fucking Nazis and stolen equipment that gets sold on the black market and whatnot.
Right.
What has he done that make him a hero? He just fucking defending his country like everyone else would do.
But he could
That
surrender.
don't make you a fucking hero, man.
No. He's drumming up support. I don't know, man. I'm trying to play devil's advocate a little bit here, just because they're talking about.
I was really pro Ukraine in the beginning of the war. I'm not now. I'm not pro Russian either.
Right.
But I don't. I really don't see Zelensky as a hero.
Right.
I see him as. I don't know, a guy who's way in over his head. He was a fucking stand-up comedian. I mean.
Well, okay, but considering that, I mean, how's he doing on a scale of 1 to 10 as leader of the Ukraine under being attacked by the one of the largest superpowers in existence right now? How's he holding up?
Bonsai House.
I will say.
How is a Nazi comedian that is begging for help and getting it plus being babysat a hero? He's a stepchild.
I would say he actually. I know the way he holding up like he do is because all the backing from NATO. But he actually holding up pretty good. Russia would had an idea this would be over in 2 weeks. That was the narrative. This is going to take 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
It definitely did not take 2 weeks. And
No.
right now, Russia is pulling in tanks from World War II because they literally have no working tanks left. So now they're using equipment from World War II, even weapons and shit, and uniforms and machine guns and shit from World War II. So he have done pretty fucking well, I will say. With the backing of NATO, of course. You have to take that into consideration.
Right.
If NATO didn't have backed him, I think it would not have taken 2 weeks, but it would probably have taken 6 months, and then it would have been over. And
Bonsai
Russia would
House.
have.
Next
fucking
year we'll be
destroyed
paying for
Ukraine.
his kids to go to KKK school.
But definitely not a hero.
All right. Well, that was just a point I wanted to go over. They mentioned that in this video. Let's keep going.
was very critical of the proxy war. That's somebody else who was
It's
ousted.
not any one thing. Tucker did all the things together. He said anti-big pharma shit,
Yeah.
anti-war. He let Jimmy call America.
Yes, he did. This is all true what Kurt Metzger is saying. So when he said anti-big pharma shit, was Tucker Carlson fired? No.
The greatest
Terrorist,
terrorist.
exactly.
When he called America the greatest terrorist in the world, was he fired? No.
On
Exactly.
Fox News. Think of-
On Fox News, when he said it on Fox News, on his show, the most popular one on Fox News, was he fired for it? No.
huge that is, dude.
No.
Carlson's firing will immediately relieve pressure on key Capitol Hill Ukraine supporters whom Carlson had criticized on air and sometimes pressed behind the scenes to change their positions on the war.
Right, but that's just a piece of straw if you're trying to argue that Zelensky told Rupert Murdoch somehow telepathically or via some messaging or through a proxy or whatever that he should fire Tucker Carlson. And it's not even, you can't even bridge that. You can't bridge it, okay? The reporting says, specifically, it wasn't discussed, And there's so many other reasons why this is just, I mean, their reasons were he was fired for being a truth teller. Now their reasons are it's because of a phone call. Then they're telling you that that wasn't talked about on the phone call, but yet the phone call magically somehow was a sign that Murdoch should fire that man, and he fired 3 employees, 3 of his most popular employees too, I'm sure.
So proxy war supporters on Capitol Hill are thrilled that he's gone because he was their most vocal and prominent critic. Clearly, Carlson spooked a lot of members into not being fully supportive of Ukraine, a senior Republican congressional aide said. Carlson's ouster probably reduces the loudest voice out there against U.S. support.
What about those Chinese war games people? Aren't they hoping to divert from Ukraine to this new Taiwan thing?
Well, they want both. So there you go right there.
And they'll talk about this. Tucker Carlson might be anti-Ukraine war, but he's pro-China war, and they're going to talk about that. They'll admit it in here.
So you have people in Congress recognizing that Carlson was a hurdle to the Ukraine proxy war and was actually spooking people into not being as supportive of it as they otherwise maybe would have been.
Right. Piece of straw has nothing to do with what we're talking about. So what? He wasn't fired when any of that took place. Keep going.
And yet, it's still a mystery as to whether or not his anti-war perspectives that he was airing on the air were a factor in his firing. Well, I think all this is a pretty big clue. That was a pretty big factor, if not the decisive factor. Regardless of the reason for Carlson.
You think it was, but that's still just a piece of straw, Aaron. How you feel, facts don't care about your feelings. I love that, and I say it all the time. When I first heard that, I didn't know what it meant. Now I understand. People hear facts, they say, well, I feel this, I feel that. Facts don't care about your fucking feelings, Aaron Mate, Kurt Metzger. You know, you might feel that way, but the facts are, Tucker Carlson wasn't discussed on that conversation. The facts are, they lost $800 million because of a lie that Tucker Carlson and 2 other employees were propagating. Hello. Hey, good. Thanks. Okay. Bye. All right. So,
Carlson's departure, more moderate pro-Ukraine members. That means more extremist members, because what's more extreme than supporting a disastrous proxy war that enables neo-Nazis that are incorporated into Ukraine's armed forces in the process?
And who get to censor our...
Exactly. That's pretty extremist. I don't know why.
Did the Nazis achieve that here?
So pro-Ukraine members of the Republican caucus on the Hill are not hiding their relief.
Judge
For example,
Janine
Senator
No!
he says to the
No, I did not, Kevin. I heard she was fired. I heard Janine Pirro was fired from Fox News. Hey, maybe they gave her notice or something, and she's got like 2 weeks notice or something? I did not know that.
Kevin Lexnar.
She's on last night?
She was on last HT.
And that was a live, I'm assuming it was a live broadcast. Huh. Might have to go over this and find out what's going on, because it looks like I might have some facts wrong about this. So I need to find out what happened with her. Did Maria that Maria lady get fired though with Tucker? I heard it was 3 employees. It's very interesting.
The primary Republican voter, the active participant, the grassroots voter, he's a person they listen to and has a big influence.
Yeah.
So Romney is thrilled that he is gone.
I don't think Romney gets how this influence works. Like, Tucker gradually became that, over time, and that's why he was getting all those Democrat viewers, as well as Republican. But you only get them as long as you're doing that. Once you stop doing that, they go. It's not like, oh, he has such a cool personality.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Kevin
Here's a reporter with the Washington Post. This story
I'm
builds
not
on
sure
my
all
piece from
I
last
heard
week.
was Tucker.
Rupert Murdoch complained about Tucker Carlson's pro-Putin dispatches after one such on-air segment in mid-March. Incidentally, right around the time Murdoch spoke to Zelensky, Murdoch joined a Fox newsroom meeting to loudly challenge Carlson's message. So there was a meeting of the Fox News newsroom, and Murdoch joined in to specifically call out Tucker Carlson's coverage of the Ukraine proxy war. Here's Glenn Greenwald. This article strongly suggests that the Murdochs talked to Zelensky, and Tucker's opposition to the U.S. proxy war in Ukraine was a major factor in his firing. I'll await confirmation, but one thing is for sure.
Look who wrote the article. His buddy, Glenn Greenwald. This is so funny. So they're all just boosting each other. This article strongly suggests that the Murdochs talked to Zelensky, and Tucker's opposition to the U.S. proxy war in Ukraine was a major factor in his firing. No, it doesn't, Glenn. You're a liar, Glenn Greenwald. It doesn't even make sense. Let's back this up. You guys, this is such a jump. Rupert Murdoch complained about Tucker Carlson's pro-Putin dispatches after one such on-air segment in mid-March. Murdoch joined a Fox newsroom meeting to loudly challenge Carlson's message. Okay, in March. This is, the end of April when this happened. So, and just because he joined in a meeting and he challenged one thing that Tucker Carlson says, did he fire him that day? Did he fire him that day in March? No. Did he fire him the first week of April? No. Did he fire him the second week of April? No. When did he fire him? Oh, after they had to settle $800 million out of court with fucking with goddamn the voting machine company. Oh, Dominion. Then, Tucker got fired. You guys, this is very simple reasoning that I'm doing here. What they're doing is strawmanning the hell out of a narrative that doesn't make any sense because they're bought off by Tucker Carlson, because all of them, this one included, not this one, but the next one, Glenn Greenwald, have been featured on Tucker's show on Fox News.
Message. So there was a meeting of the Fox News newsroom. And
but, there's no bias there at all.
We call out Tucker Carlson's coverage of the Ukraine proxy war. Here's Glenn Greenwald. This article.
I used to think these guys were so great and unbiased and shit, man. What a bunch of sellouts.
War in Ukraine was a major factor in his firing. I'll await confirmation, but one thing is for sure: his removal eliminated the most influential anti-war voice from TV.
Even aside from all the natural warmongering, that guy Rupert Murdoch's 90?
92, yeah.
So there's a mega rich old Republican. I mean, he doesn't believe in anything, I don't think, but how out of touch that is. There's a famous story someone's telling me about when they first started airing football on Sundays, and the head exec, I don't remember what station it even was, one of the three major ones. He goes, but Sunday's polo day. Who's gonna watch football? That's for polo.
I don't know if I got this far.
I always think of that because it's always they have not a clue.
Yeah, that's so funny. Sunday's polo day. Here's Glenn Greenwald. This art, yeah. So yeah, we had him say that. So and he's pointing out that Tucker Carlson being fired removed the most influential anti-war voice on TV, and that's maybe why the Pentagon is saying this. Good riddance. Pentagon officials cheer Tucker Carlson's ouster.
It's so crazy how blatantly they don't get that they're making it clear what conspiracy it is. Why would they be bragging, the Pentagon? I would think you know how Pfizer knew to keep their name off that donor thing?
Yeah.
You immediately show why he was removed.
Well, that's how happy they are. They can't contain their glee because they're...
Oh, do you see, what's his name on MSNBC? The one that looks like Ed Helms, who's he was couldn't contain his sniveling.
Oh, I missed that one.
What's his dumb name? The guy, MSNBC, who the main... No, not Chuck Todd. Brown hair, Ed Helms face with no glasses.
No, Ari Melber, maybe?
No, not the rapping lawyer.
Not the rapping lawyer. I don't know.
I should know it. I'm sorry.
We'll find it. We'll find it. But here's another clip from MSNBC. Here's David Frum. David Frum is best known for being a speechwriter for George W. Bush and helping to make up propaganda to sell the Iraq WMD scam and justify the invasion of Iraq. And of course, naturally, he's now welcomed with open arms into the liberal establishment because neocons now are running the show in both parties. So here he is on MSNBC.
What we're about to do in the aftermath of this firing, an important real-time, real-world experiment on who drives what, the power of cable and the power of politics. There are many Republicans in the House, not so much in the Senate, who are anti.
He's Canadian, by the way, and I love
I just heard that. I'm like, why are these Canadians this entrenched? People worry about Mexicans coming here. Why do Canadians get to come here and have this much influence?
Well, I'm one of them, but
it's aristocratic.
Why do Canadians get to come here?
Settled by the unwanted trash, and Canada had a more aristocratic, polite exit.
But there's something so funny to me about a Canadian neocon speaking with such a heavy Canadian accent. This experiment.
Dude, they're like obnoxious like Ukraine. Like they just
or anti-Ukraine for reasons of crass partisanship.
Yep.
They know they got the signal. President Trump didn't like Ukraine. President Trump liked Russia. They didn't care one way or the other. Had it been a different president, they would have done it the other way around.
Right.
Tucker Carlson really was himself deeply personally invested in anti-Ukraine, pro-Putin messaging. He did that on all kinds of weird issues. Your colleague Rachel Maddow pointed out how strange it was that.
So David Frum is saying that Tucker Carlson was pro-Putin on all kinds of weird issues. You know who was crazy on all kinds of weird issues about Russia was MSNBC, which literally blamed everything they possibly could on Russia, from Trump being elected to Black Lives Matter protests to Hunter Biden's laptop. Every single thing they possibly could blame on Russia, they could.
That's true.
And here David Frum is mirror
You
imaging
know,
that.
this is like
Tucker Carlson.
we're 9.5 minutes in, and this is the first time I think I've found myself agreeing with anything that's been said on this broadcast yet.
It's Jake Tapper on CNN, not MSNBC.
Oh, Jake, there we go.
Jake
Okay.
Tapper's the at-home
Oh,
guy.
yes. Jake Tapper, who's had a primetime show that lasted like 4 days because the ratings were so bad. He was like, Jake Tapper,
Who likes any
primetime.
of these people?
I agree.
Who likes
I
any
like
of them?
that.
The Jake Tapper primetime show lasted. It was like a record in how short it lasted. It was like 4 days, and
That's
he
funny.
couldn't hang. So he got moved back to daytime.
Tucker Carlson took a hostile view of Montenegro joining NATO.
Yeah.
Montenegro is 2,000 kilometers from Russia.
Yeah.
Why would, and it's a tiny little country with basically a yacht base. Why would he care so much about that?
You know why?
Because we put missiles there or something?
Well,
Right?
because if you join, it's such a basic point, and it reveals what an imbecile he is. If Montenegro is
Yes, I
part of
believe in
NATO,
this. I agree with
that means
this.
the U.S. is bound to go to war to
Over
defend
Montenegro.
over Montenegro. It's such an obvious point. So David Frum is pretending as if that's
He
some sort
doesn't
of
understand
weird
it.
issue as to why somebody would
It's-
oppose that.
yeah,
Why would you
feigning
want to be in a
stupidity.
situation where you have to go to war
Oh,
over
I don't
Montenegro?
understand.
Why would you want to be going to war
It
with
doesn't
Ukraine?
make
I don't
sense
know.
to me.
That came direct from, well, that came direct from somewhere.
See what he's doing there? He was going to say that came direct from Putin, that came direct from the Kremlin. But now he's maybe being mindful of what a McCarthy sounds
I
like.
want him
So he's trying to-
deported. I want him deported to Canada.
Just don't make them trade. Me for David Frum. We both get deported.
No, you can stay.
And the question we're going to see is, with Tucker
Things are being
Carlson
said
off
that's
the air
not funny,
as
but I
Fox,
need
go
everyone
back
to hear my voice on here.
Typical Republican, if the president's pro-Russia, we're pro-Russia. If the president's pro-Ukraine, we'll be pro-Ukraine. We don't really care. Or has Tucker Carlson reached something real that is going on inside the Republican world with his pro-Putin, anti-Ukraine message? Will that survive him?
Yeah.
Great experiment.
Yeah, I think you're not going to be pleased with it, David.
The crazy experiment is that Iraq War neocons, like this guy who was a propagandist for the Iraq War, is still given a public. He
How?
is welcomed into.
Bill Maher still brings his asshole
Yeah,
on.
it's everywhere. They're everywhere.
How does he have a job on anything after Iraq? How does
On
anybody
site
involved with
house.
Iraq have any kind of
Hey,
work?
Billy.
Well, it's a great example. So
Monty
he works for the Atlantic, and the Atlantic is
Racist.
editor-in-chief
Oh,
is
the
Jeffrey
widow-
Goldberg.
the widow
Let's
Jobs.
start Monty
Yes,
Blanco.
and Jeffrey Goldberg is the editor
That
of the
will
Atlantic.
be
And Jeffrey
way
Goldberg is
more
one of the
racist.
biggest Iraq War propagandists there is. So they all give each other jobs.
They're all on the
Cyber,
same side. That's
do
what
you
we did at
want
the press
to
conference, the press dinner.
pause
So
for
no
the
wonder
cause?
after ousting him, and now
Patch.
No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, Cyber. Cheers, Billy, Valentine, Josh, Kevin. Kevin, thanks for helping me with facts today, if that's what's going on with Fox, bro. Thank you. I don't need to be saying shit if it ain't true. Cheers, Token Tony Z, and everybody else, man.
Cheers, Paul. Cheers, everybody.
Nick Brown.
Hey, Nick, cheers.
Cheers.
now we learn, after ousting him, following a conversation between Zelensky and the owners of the network, that Fox News is now bleeding viewers in Tucker Carlson's hour. And again, this is not just about viewers for networks; it's also about serving the state line. And in this case, even if that impacts their bottom line, they're willing to do it because ultimately these corporate networks are there to serve power.
Well, also, if the guys that own it, the state doesn't have to necessarily go against Fox.
More
News.
straw
They can
manning.
as a whole.
No, there's no mention of the fact that, also they don't want liars on there that are costing them $800 million in out of court settlements. Because they can't afford to keep doing that, Aaron. It's the bottom line of a corporation. They look at something, they're like, dude, we can't afford you anymore. We pay you $20 million a year, that you just cost us $800 million. You have to go. Maria, whatever her name is, I thought she got fired. I thought Pirro got fired. I don't know what happened with those two.
Whole bunch of things they can mess with him on.
Absolutely.
Unless he toes the line
We're gonna
in
have
some
to
way.
figure this
Absolutely.
out.
Absolutely.
We're telling jokes in Nashville, Honolulu.
Oh, nobody cares, Jimmy. Shut the fuck up. Right, Billy? Look, he put that up before he fucking bleached his hair. Motherfucker. Okay, what is this? Let me get rid of that. Great. Alright. So, yeah, there wasn't much left in that, so I think we covered all of it, which is great. You know, I just wanted to show how, you know, these guys are all pushing a fucking lie that Tucker Carlson was fired for telling the truth about the war. That's why he was fired. And they keep, it's the weirdest thing is that they keep trying to prove it to everybody. With the, you know, and now Willie Bragg is, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. Willie Bragg.
What a bitch.
Willie Bragg.
It's in your inbox.
Supposing a giant crepe myrtle's base roots. What a bitch. It's in your, okay, right on, buddy. I saw what you were building. I saw your video. Where's Willie at? Dude, oh, Cyber. Yeah, bro. So, you know, that guy, you said, watch this video. And when I started watching, I go, he's going to have a really hard time convincing me that Aaron Ross is a bad human, you know? That he's a bad person. And I watched the rest of that, bro. And, dude, that guy was right. That Aiden Ross, is that his name?
He usually he might be harsh in what he says, but he's usually right, man. He usually is.
He was right. He was right, dude. Aiden Ross, what he did
Josh G.
to his...
What happened with Willie? The Convo Couch girl?
No. I love Willie Bragg. He's coming on Thursday. No, we're gonna watch this Willie Bragg video, but I got to talk to Cyber about this real quick. So, Aiden, did like a game show on his podcast, and he was asking his audience members to do things for money, and he would have them do horrible things to other people. And
Really?
yeah, you didn't get all the way through the video, or maybe I watched another. Maybe I watched another one. I watched the original, the one that the guy got the copyright strike for.
Yeah.
My dog's having a dream somewhere. I can hear him barking in his sleep. He's like, So, you know, it's vulgar what he did. It was vulgar, and this guy had every right to expose Aiden Ross for what he did to people. There's no excuse for what he did. And so what Aiden did was he had the game show, and he's like, you know, his audience loves him. They'll do anything that he tells them to do, and he knows that. And so he told this one guy, and he got him on camera with him in his Discord. So the guy's on camera with him, and he's like, okay, I want you to I can't remember. Oh, yeah, here it is. I want you to pepper spray yourself, then shave your head, and then drink an entire bottle of hot sauce. And the kid did it on Aiden's show, bro. The kid pepper sprayed himself. He got really sick, man. He really fucked himself up. He was in a lot of pain. And Aiden, you could see Aiden sitting there. But, you know, he had 3 of his friends there on camera with him, and they all kept saying, yo. It was all they could say was, yo. You know, because this guy is just doing all this fucked up shit to himself. Then he had this guy concoct this whole, just all these foods and things into this bowl and mix it all together, and then pour it on his sister while she was sleeping. And she grabbed a fucking baseball bat and started chasing him down the street. On the camera, live, dude. It was crazy. And, you know, he was just very persistent. So this guy texted him and said, you know, messaged him, I guess, on Twitter or whatever, and said, you need to, you know, check yourself. And he said, bro, I'll keep doing this shit every time I go live, Aiden said to him. And just really wanted to push the limits and didn't give a shit about his audience. You know, didn't give a shit about, just treated him like fodder for his content. It was horrible. And I was
Jesus Christ, man.
I know, man. I was like, it was so bad. It was so abusive. And, you know, to the point that he's got so many people watching, too. It's a whole other level. He's got so many people watching, and he's doing horrible things.
Yeah, and they gonna pick up, oh, it's cool and shit, and yeah.
So, anyway, I wanted
Christ.
to tell you all that. That was crazy, and I was not expecting it, man. Not expecting it. I mean, the people will just stoop to such a low level, man. Just when I think I've seen it all, man. Not necessarily the worst humanity has to offer, but I've seen some bad shit. But just doing dumb shit and just doing stupid shit unnecessarily to try to get popular on a podcast, it's all been done, and it doesn't need to be pushed. You know, the limits don't need to be. And unfortunately, I'm afraid that these audiences are demanding it. You know.
I'm back. Imagine that. I told you I'll be back right away. I am Willie Bragg. Welcome to another edition of the Willie Bragg Show. As I would do a third video, but I'm got to go to work in a little while, so I'm going to make this quick with this second video, my final video for today. Tucker Carlson. We know who Tucker Carlson is. He basically needs no introduction. Tucker Carlson. You know, on the morning, I guess it was the morning of April 23rd. This year, last week, I guess it was. Yeah, it was last week. I was on suspension from YouTube last week, so there you have it. What happened was that he got terminated from Fox News, and that became very big controversy because with his termination on Fox News, what made it kind of unusual or strange was the fact that it was one of the highest rated shows on Fox. Okay,
let's stop right there. You know, one of the highest rated is one of the highest rated. They're losing all these viewers. That was one of their highest rated. One of their highest rated is. Why would they do this? One of their highest. It must be because he was telling the truth. You know, that's a piece of straw. Okay, it doesn't matter that he was one of the highest. You know, whoever the other person was who was fired, and I believe it was this Maria woman. I believe she was fired. If somebody could look that up, that would be great. Find out who all was fired in all of this. Not the number one host on there, but they fired her too. So, you know, that's a non-point piece of straw. Sorry, Willie, it's a piece of straw. It's has nothing to do with why he got fired.
People watch the show from across the political spectrum. And so his getting canned.
Yeah, and the people who watch him from the other side, bro, they don't agree with him. You know, I don't watch him because I like him or because I agree with what he says. Okay? That's not why I watch or have ever watched Tucker Carlson. Understand that. I give him absolutely no credit at all for having podcasters on that I've been watching for fucking years. He's nothing to me, bro.
Struck me as odd. Now, the explanation, there was a lot of explanations for it, but I think that I have my reasons why I think he was canned from Fox News.
Cyber top of the hour.
Essentially, they said it was because him.
No longer got a cannabis. Cheers, Cyber.
Theory.
Cheers, Josh. Bonsai House, Nick.
The 2020 election,
Token Tony Z,
the Dominion lawsuits against Fox News and all of
Cheers,
that,
bro.
and for that reason, he was terminated from Fox News. But the reason that doesn't really add up is that pretty much everybody from Fox News, most people from Fox News, pretty much fed that line. Not just Tucker Carlson. I mean, everyone from Sean Hannity to all these Judge Pirro, whatever the heck her name is, all these folks, they were all shouting the same thing to.
I think it was 4 of them. 4 of them were named in the suit, and I think Sean Hannity was one of them. I believe they only had evidence of slander, which was misrepresentation of facts,
Bonsai House,
by 4 of the hosts.
I absolutely hate. That will dye his hair. Because I know exactly why he did. Kinda told me a lot about him I wished I didn't know now.
I knew it. You'll find out on this video too. Absolutely.
He's their
Me
audience.
too.
And every one of them, every last one of them knew that he was not. I mean that the election, for what it's worth, there was that this election denialism was just a conspiracy
I was wondering
theory.
when we saw that video yesterday if he dyed his hair what, because that when you talked to him, I remember he had a gray hair.
Right.
And now he suddenly had a black hair.
Right. And we all know why he dyed his hair.
Oh, yeah.
He dyed his hair because he likes Jimmy Dore, and Jimmy Dore dyes his hair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
that's why.
Okay. I thought he just wanted to look younger or something.
No, I don't know. Billy, what's the reason?
Crazy, just
we'll ask Billy. Billy's the hair dye king.
A bunch of crazy right-wingers who...
He understands it better than all of us.
Basically sore losers, and they're basically being just the 2020 version of the shitlibs from 2016 who engaged in their own conspiracy theories about Vladimir Putin putting Donald Trump into the White House, and which I always thought that was a dumb conspiracy theory too. So that's what it came down to. So it didn't set well with me. I don't believe that was the reason they got rid of Tucker.
When Willie gets a better cam that records more than 10 frames per second, his videos are gonna be much better.
I don't think it's his cam.
Now, I don't...
His cam works fine. I think it's his internet connection. Possibly.
I want it to sound like I'm coming to the defense of Tucker Carlson.
It could be what his device is, too. I don't know what he's using to broadcast with.
I have some issues with Tucker Carlson on a political level. There are things about Tucker Carlson that I don't like that he says. I mean, his words about great replacement theory doesn't set well with me. Some of his views, although he was one of the early supporters of gay marriage, I give him that. He's really obsessed on the culture war issue of transgenderism, and that doesn't set well with me either. And he dog whistles a lot of racist things. But does that make Tucker Carlson any different from another Fox News host or another?
Yes, it does, Willie. It does make him much different. And let me explain to you why. Fox News has a variety of journalists that work there, And when you watch them, a lot of them just straight report the news. And some of them will interject some opinion. But most of the time, they won't try to push racist theories.
Yes and no. He dyed it for the same reason Jimmy did. And he did it because Jimmy did. Hiding yourself is the best way to win the masses. Become what you're not so you can achieve your goals easier.
Right-wing talking head across the political spectrum.
Bonsai house. The same reason Jimmy puts contacts in to do stand-up. Fakery.
That may or may not be racist, but want the ratings and want the audience and gives them the red meat. So that's how I look at it. So I don't necessarily lose sleep over Tucker Carlson the way a lot of shitlibs and actual sincere lefties tend to. Now, so I want to make that...
I don't understand why not, man. Tucker Carlson commands the largest audience on television as far as news is concerned. That doesn't bother you that he uses that platform to lie to people?
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's just crazy, Willie. I mean, I support free speech just like you. I support Tucker Carlson in not being deplatformed just like you. At the same time, I find him to be vulgar. I think reprehensible would be a correct word to use. Disgusting, because he lies, and he's lied a lot. And he talks about things like what Ron DeSantis likes to talk about. And so if you want to talk about, let's say, Black Lives Matter and Tucker Carlson, or getting rid of critical race theory in schools and Tucker Carlson, I don't see how you come to terms with that. I don't see how you justify your support of Tucker Carlson as even just as a human being, Willie.
As far as Tucker Carlson's politics overall, I don't agree with it. I don't like it. But a stop clock gets the right time twice a day, in the sense that Tucker Carlson has an okay foreign policy of non-interventionism. And I say okay because it's not perfect. He is correct, and we should not be rattle sabling with Russia and trying to start a war with Russia over to Ukraine.
It doesn't erase all of the bad that he still continues to do, Willie. It doesn't erase it.
100% correct on that. He ruins it when he wants to focus on starting a war with China. And doesn't he realize that if you fuck with China, you're also fucking with Russia? So I don't get it when it comes to the shit libs and the right wing in this country.
So Willie, maybe he's just doing that to, play his audience. Do you ever think about that?
When it comes to foreign policy,
he's trying to appease as many people as he can for the largest possible viewing footprint. I mean, that would make sense to me. It probably would make sense to someone like Billy Valentine. We're literally just talking about that.
Because the shit libs want to start World War III over Russia, Ukraine, and they don't realize that fucking with Russia is going to fuck with China. And the right wing
win the masses, win the masses.
Don't want to go and fuck with Russia, doesn't realize fucking with Russia is also going to trigger a reaction out of China. Why do you want to go out of your way to make the world unstable by trying to pick a fight with two nuclear weapons power kind of equal to the United States? Why would you want to do that? So, I mean, in that regard...
Right. You make a lot of sense when you say that, Willie. I agree. It's stupid. War sucks. It's stupid.
Although he's correct on Ukraine, Russia, he's wrong on China.
Bonsai
and you don't have to necessarily... endorse Russia or China, but I don't endorse being roasted in a nuclear war either. It's nothing. That's what it comes down to. So, with Tucker Carlson, as I said, he's a mixed bag. His economic populism, that's another area where I don't necessarily believe it, but he does try to address the problems of capitalism, but he's not an anti-capitalist, folks. And the problem with paleoconservatives, even though they realize there is a crony capitalist problem, they still rely on crony capitalism. That's what it is at the end of the day. They're still entrenched in this Reaganomics thing, and they think they can go and find some populist way to humble it. The only way you're going to humble it is with populist left economics, not with more Reaganomics and making it Reaganomics sound folksy with public relations. So that's my problem with this populism thing that Tucker Carlson would advocate in regard to this populism. Now, if he can get behind the idea of supporting a labor union, and at the very least, support a public option on for healthcare, I would rather see him support a national health service. But
I love it.
If he can get behind it, I can believe it. But
I got a new slogan for triage. It's the of triage oil. That's right. It hurts to put it on, but it feels so good once it rubs in. It literally took 4 or 5 seconds. And I had a pinched nerve. So what it feels like someone's holding a electrical cable to my skin. Right in the middle of my spine, right back here. So I broke my neck in 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is way further down my spine. Like
Bonsai house.
Nerves.
Willie, you also should have went to a color specialist. They blend in the color with your looks. Just for Men is even worse than Jimmy's dye job. Jimmy has a guy for sure.
I actually like Willie's dark hair now. I'm used to it.
You know what?
It was shocking at first, but it was cool after a while.
That's Tucker Carlson. The difference between him and Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity he comes as advertised. Nothing that Mitch McConnell would do in Washington, D.C. is wrong in Sean Hannity's eyes. And I do think that within reason, I think Tucker Carlson thinks that maybe most things or a lot of things that Mitch McConnell type would do is flawed. So in that regard, he's source against it and all that. He's for Julian Assange.
No joke, I was all rushed up. Put it all over last HT this morning, it's just red, no more itching and burning. James Simon. Triage oil.
Isn't that amazing, James? I'm going to put you on Twitter, bro. I haven't seen one of these in a while.
Bonsai house.
I mean, I give testimonials. I just literally used it live on the show.
It just looks like Renfield.
Bro, listen. When I was riding motorcycles, I got into a motorcycle accident on the street with a car and went head on. Cracked 4 vertebrae. And I get nerve tingling. It feels like electric shocks anywhere on my body. It could be anywhere. You know, and the doctor told me when the accident happened, he said, you're going to get this. He says, you're going to have nerve problems for the rest of your life. I was like, great. You know, one thing he didn't know about, one thing I didn't know was that I was going to invent triage oil, and that it literally makes those go away almost instantly. It doesn't matter where on your body you're feeling it. You know, I've had it in places I couldn't reach, and got, you know, someone at the time, my girlfriend at the time, to put it on, and was able to make nerve pain go away almost instantly with this stuff. It's a miracle drug. Cannabis is a miracle drug. It's quarter of the hour. Kill that dude. Kill. What? Kill. Oh, man. You already smoked?
Yeah, I'm gonna packing.
You're packing?
No, I'm packing.
Okay. So, that nerve tingle, and it's just a tiny little bit of cannabis oil to make an ounce, this much. It would be like 15 drops of cannabis oil. So basically, what you would get out of cleaning your bubbler of concentrate one time would probably be enough. Activated. You know, you don't want to just put concentrate in there. It's got to be activated with heat.
Decarboxylated.
Exactly. Decarboxylated.
Oh, I'm packed.
Cheers, Cyber. No lower going to cannabis.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers,
Cheers,
Billy.
everybody.
James. Oh my goodness gracious! There's 17 people on Rumble. And cheers, Lard and Token Tony Z. Didn't watch Fox or any other news channels. If anyone believes that Tucker didn't know what was going on, I have bridge to sell you. White hats are so easily manipulated. Don't be a sucker. Cheers. Lard, I don't know what you're talking about. Cheers.
Cheers.
I don't know what Tucker knowing about any of this has to do with what we're talking about. Okay, the market is doing steps again, guys. What we were talking about earlier today, I said it had just planed out and it stopped making those steps. So if you look at Bitcoin, you got a step and up and another step. And if you look at Ethereum, you see a step here, up, and then another step. So this is the kind of movement we saw before. Look at Pepe. Remember what I told you guys earlier today? It's at plus 30. What did I tell you guys earlier today? It was negative 11, and then it was like negative 6. And I said, you guys want to get some Pepe? It's probably going to fucking explode today. It rides with Bitcoin, so when Bitcoin goes up, it's going to go up. Then we looked at it, and I couldn't, show you that it does, because I've been looking at the wrong... Remember, I was looking at the wrong chart. So every time I'm like, well, maybe not every time, but a few times, man, that I pulled up things, I'm like, look, man, these cryptos ride together, blah, blah, blah. If I didn't see any variances, that's not what I was looking at. Yeah. I was just looking at the price of Bitcoin alongside the price of USDC. They ride together because the value of the crypto controls both of those simultaneously, so they do the exact same thing. So I don't know what fucking point is that CoinMarketCap puts that on there when you click Bitcoin, it should show fucking Bitcoin next to what you know, it's just obvious. You want to see them together. I don't like to talk about it. Let's just go back to Willie Bragg here, man. I don't like to talk about this at all.
And I'll give him that. He is for Julian Assange. So I'm okay. I'm okay on that issue. And I think that might not have set well with some folks at Fox. So there is that. But there's more to it. I think that I would say with his show, his saving grace on his show would be this. And you don't have to be a fan. You don't have to sit there and just because you say something positive about somebody doesn't mean that all of a sudden you are a fan of his work. But you know what? I'm grateful that he would be willing to have Jimmy Dore on the show. Now, some people on the left get upset. Oh my God, Jimmy Dore's right wing. He goes to Tucker Carlson. Well, no, Mickey Carlson gone to Tucker Carlson. She's more right wing than Jimmy Dore, even though she calls Jimmy Dore right wing. Shank.
This has nothing to do with why he got fired.
These days with Ben Shapiro lately, and they're to the right of Jimmy Dore, and they keep calling Jimmy Dore right wing. So their words fall hollow on my ears when they go to engage in that sort of thing. Jimmy Dore doesn't go on Tucker Carlson and say, "Hey, I agree with you about tax cuts."
Are you making the triage oil again? I can probably make it again. It was just nice ordering it and getting it in the mail a CPL days later, LOL.
No, I'm not making it right now, but if I get access... Hey, it's 420. If I get access to doing it, I would.
Oh, I need to pack again.
Okay.
For the wealthy, and we should go and basically, attack labor unions, and we should go and adopt Reaganomics. He's not saying this at all, When Tucker Carlson has someone like Jimmy Dore on the show, it's over issues that where, as a leftist, Jimmy Dore is as a leftist, where those on the right are agreeing.
Willie Bragg, the title of this video is Why I Think Tucker Carlson Got Fired from Fox News. And you pulled up a picture of Jimmy Dore and you're trying to make it sound like this is one of the reasons that Tucker Carlson got fired for having a guest on his show. Huh. It's weird.
So I am grateful that he's able to have Jimmy Dore on his show. So there is that. Also, I'm grateful for the fact that he's also has Glenn Greenwald on the show. Now, Glenn Greenwald gets a lot of shit for going on Tucker Carlson too, just like Jimmy Dore. Well, he's been shunned by the liberal elite in this country. What the hell was he going to do? Just sit there and be do nothing and just wither away.
No longer going to give us cheers, cyber cheers,
he's not
James,
going there saying, "Hey,
Billy.
I agree with you on all this right wing shit that you talk about usually on the show."
Token Tony.
He's agreeing with Tucker Carlson on issues that the left are in basic agreement. Or at least where the left should be, where the left has parted ways from. And for some reason, certain themes that Jimmy Dore or Glenn Greenwald are embracing, which are real issues of the left, are now perceived as right-wing. Because the Overton window has shifted so far to the right in this country that a bunch of mealy-mouthed shit-libs are now embracing not just soft Reaganomics, they're buddy-buddy with people like George W. Bush, while they still hate Ralph Nader. You think about that for a moment. Let that sink into your heads for a moment, folks. So I want you to do that. So, also, she's controversial. I know she is controversial, but I'll put her up here anyway, and that is Tulsi Gabbard. Now, depending on the day of the week, is she left? Is she now right?
Tulsi Gabbard went to war to solve our problems. She's an idiot too. She also thinks it's okay for women to lose their rights.
Is she left?
Because she's a fucking Republican.
We don't know. I don't think she knows half the time. But the point is, the one area where she's been almost always correct, no matter which direction she goes politically.
She's a self-loathing woman.
I can't take that away from her. I wanted her to be Bernie Sanders' running mate in 2020, but Hillary Clinton basically convinced the party and even convinced some people on the left to go after Tulsi Gabbard. And she went where the love and affection was at, and they saw an attractive veteran, and they were like, okay, well, it's okay, Tulsi, we like you anyway. And so she got the love and affection of those in the conservative movement, and she sort of kind of got along kind of chummy with them. She still has some independent thoughts, though. But I think that if she was going to grift, I think she should have grifted the left, or going into the Green Party, or just gone. I think she should have just gone into just outside of the two-party system and been go into actual Abby Martin territory, which I think she would have done very well. And I think she would have done very well for herself and all that. She does question the military-industrial complex. She does question what we do abroad, and she does give a fair voice for Julian Assange more than even Bernie Sanders did years ago. So, and she went from being a grown-up AOC to being, I don't know what she is now politically. But anyway, that's where we're at right now.
She's a fucking chameleon,
with Tucker
bro.
Carlson, again, he is a mixed bag. You don't have to like him. I have a lot of negative things to say about Tucker Carlson. I want to make that clear. But I look at what I see on Fox News. There's a whole lot worse than Tucker Carlson. A whole lot worse out there. He just like Donald Trump. Donald Trump is bad, but if he's bad, then Ron DeSantis is really
instead of an obvious $785 mil reason, he's suggesting 3 guests are his downfall. Hoot and how?
A whole lot worse than Tucker Carlson. A whole lot worse out there. He just like Donald Trump. Donald Trump is bad, but if he's bad, then Ron DeSantis is really bad. And Nikki Haley is really bad. And Mike Pompeo and John Bolton, who are thinking about running for president, are both really dark side of evil, bad. So you got kind of disagreeable to just like the dark side of evil, what have you. So you got to kind of look at it that way. So anyway, I have a cat line here. I'm going to read it, and I'm going to sign off because I got to go to work. So Miguel, hey, how are you doing again, my friend?
Okay,
We're
so
back.
they just reached chat. So Tucker Carlson's not that far away from Ron DeSantis. They're both fascists, and they both think that critical race theory, which
Josh
is
G.
American history, shouldn't be
That
taught
was
in
so
schools.
animated, LOL.
Ron DeSantis and Tucker Carlson agree that women shouldn't have rights over their bodies. Tucker Carlson supported Donald Trump religiously. I don't give a fuck. What your excuse is, or the fact that he hated Donald Trump and he did it because that was his job to do it. Whatever. Fuck you. You're a fucking sellout. And I think Willie Bragg gives you way too much credit, undeserving freaking support, and especially the support you get from the people that you've had on your show. You've just been so. It's been so easy. Fuck you, Slayer. Been so easy to buy these people off. Just give them a spot on your podcast and they'll fucking suck your dick for the rest of goddamn eternity, I guess. And look, Willie Bragg didn't even benefit. He just, people that he likes have benefited from Tucker Carlson, so now he's fucking toting their water for him. And, Willie Bragg might say this is all original thought. But it's funny that it's exactly like what Jimmy Dore is talking about, all of his crew's talking about. It could be original thought, But it seems like he's been listening to a lot of the same type of people, and I could start naming them. Kit Cabello, freaking. Some of these other ones. They're just borderline right-wingers. They're not right-wingers, but they support a lot of right-wing policies. And a lot of them support Donald Trump.
Josh G. I bet he watches Russell Brand.
Russell Brand, that guy Valuetainment. I blocked his channel today on YouTube. That guy's a fucking idiot. Dude, look at them dudes chasing you, man. They're like, intruder alert, intruder alert.
Yeah.
God damn. Kill them. Kill that motherfucker. Yeah, Cyber. Oh, fuck. Use the Force, Cyber. Does the Force work against them? Can you like pick them up and shit and throw them
Yeah,
down?
but they are really they are resilient against it, or what you. It don't work that good against them as it does as smaller enemies.
Bonsai House. I miss Iron Ra.
I know he just put up a video
I love Complete Dumbass.
about his
So
travels.
much fun fighting cars with swords and having Satan hair.
Having Satan hair and purple
Sean, the
and a
Orca
purple goatee.
Orca guy is feeling trendy as F and
Hey,
hashtag
Sean, I
K.
finished my kafef, bro. I finished my kafef, bro. I gotta go eat dinner, bro. Finish my kafef, bro. Oh. Ah. Okay, Willie Bragg. Thank you very much, buddy. What is this right here? Oh, that was that headline.
You want to smoke?
I'm good. You go ahead, bro.
I will.
Bonsai House. Check your Twitter and peep that beautiful root system so far.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, brother. Cheers, everybody. I am gonna go eat dinner. I'm watching people get chased by big ass bears, bro. It's crazy. Holy shit. Running from a bear can be deadly.
Yeah, they say you should stop up and play dead, right? I have a hard time fucking imagining that would work, but
They're so amazing. They look
I
like-
always thought that's just a fucking something you say as a fucking joke or something. But
They-
I think I saw a TV show about it, but it actually should work.
They look like giant dogs.
What the fuck do I know? We don't have bears in Denmark, so no, we do, but we're not killing, not bears that fucking kill you.
Dude, oh my god.
Yeah, I don't actually think we have. We don't have bears in Denmark. We don't.
Be bold. It says be bold and aggressive.
Bonsai House. Or running from a bear can save your life. Either or.
Yeah, I would
Depends
Oh,
on
imagine
how it's
running.
acting.
from a bear give you a better chance to survive than just fucking.
We ran.
Like
Me and
Bonsai House.
Rogie ran
I currently have 2 problem bears.
fast. As fast as I can run. How to survive. 2.1 million views. I'll probably get in trouble for that shit. 11-foot tall polar bear can smell you, and a starving polar bear will fucking eat you.
Yeah, they say the. Oh, never mind. We have bears in Denmark because Greenland is actually a part. Denmark owns Greenland,
All
and
right.
there's a polar bears in Greenland. So never mind.
You got the fucking the
We have bears by proxy, I guess.
So grizzly bears are way more. If a grizzly bear attacks you, chances are you're going to get hurt way more than if a polar bear attacks you.
Ain't a grizzly and a polar bear? I think the only difference is the color of the skin, right? I think we have talked about that before.
What's that?
The only difference between a grizzly and a polar bear is the color.
Right, because it's out there in the sun.
It's the same bear.
Yeah.
And I never knew that, but apparently it is.
Since you're running for your life in a panic, you look to the trees for safety. Climbing a tree is one of the worst things to do in a bear attack. Because bears can climb trees. What did you think was going to happen? So even the little baby cubs climb trees. Never approach a bear cub. Going near a cub dramatically increases the likelihood that you're going to be killed by a bear. If mama thinks you're a threat to her cubs, she'll skip the bluff charge and go for something called an aggressive charge. When she opens her mouth wide with her teeth, unfortunately, it'll be the last thing you see. Oh yeah, bro. Like when this fucking bear tried to grab Rogan, that's what I saw. She opened her mouth and fucking tried to clamp down on Rogie by the back of his neck, and he saw it coming and he fucking backed away, and I fell on my ass right when that happened. Oh my god. That dog, I couldn't believe how hard Rogan was pulling me, bro, towards that bear. Oh my god, it's a good thing the leash didn't break or anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna go sit down. And you guys take care. Thanks for watching the show. And I'll see you maybe tomorrow. What time is it? 5. I could do a late night. I don't know. You guys take care. Bye, everybody. Cyber, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.